A medical history is a record of information about a person's health. As you probably know, in this record we can find information about allergies, illnesses, surgeries, immunizations, results of physical exams, and of course, medication being taken by the patient. There is also information regarding the health of the patient's close family, details about health habits such as diet and exercise, and the patient's living and occupational conditions. Usually, many of the patient's personal details are obtained by a nurse or the administrative staff before visiting the doctor's office. However, there is a lot of information that you, as a physician, might need to obtain by asking the patient yourself. Today I will teach you some of the most common questions you might need to ask your patient during a consultation to build their medical history. We will concentrate on questions that will help you gather information about medication the patient is taking, their family health history, habits, and details about their home and work. Keep in mind that some questions that might be important won't appear here, since I don't want to use tenses or grammar structures we haven't studied yet. We'll leave those questions for a future lesson on the topic. Let's begin! First topic, drugs and medications. Question number 1. Are you taking any medication at the moment? A question in present continuous. It implies that we're asking for an ongoing situation, something that is happening now. Are you taking any medication at the moment? Number 2. Do you use any over-the-counter remedies? What are over-the-counter remedies? Well, over-the-counter drugs are medicines consumers can buy at a pharmacy without a prescription from a doctor. The ones that do require a prescription from a health professional are called, unsurprisingly, prescription drugs. Do you use any over-the-counter remedies? Next question. Do you use any herbal or homeopathic remedies? This question is in present simple. Do you use? It implies we're asking for an action that happens in general or regularly. Do you use any herbal or homeopathic remedies? Question number 4. Which tablets do you take? This one is asking for specific details. That's why it starts with which. Which tablets do you take? Number 5. How many times a day do you take them? This one asks for a frequency. How many times a day do you take them? Next question. Do you always remember to take them? This is a very important question that relates to the patient's compliance or lack of it. Do you always remember to take them? Now a couple of questions related to side effects and allergies. Number 7. Do you get any side effects with this medicine? As you see, the verb get collocates very well with the noun side effects. Do you get any side effects with this medicine? Next question. Do you get any allergic reactions to this medicine? Same here. Get collocates very well with allergic reactions. Now let's talk about the family history and ask some questions regarding the patient's close relatives. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Now remember that in English the word brother is exclusively masculine and the word sister is feminine. In my first language, we tend to use the masculine form as a neutral form. So many of my students simply ask, do you have any brothers? When they mean brothers or sisters. There is a word though with the same meaning not associated to a gender. That is sibling. So you can ask here, do you have any siblings? And it would mean exactly the same. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Another question. Do you have any children? The word child, which is the singular form of children, is not associated to a gender. The masculine form is son and the feminine daughter. So the patient may answer, I have 2 sons and 1 daughter, for example. 11. Are your parents alive? Again, the word parent is not associated to a gender. The masculine form is father and the feminine mother. Are your parents alive? Question 12. Do you know the cause of death? This is a question to ask in case the patient reports one or both of their parents dead. And here you have another alternative to ask the same thing. What did he die of? Or what did she die of? Then you can ask for more information about this. How old was he when he died? Or how old was she when she died? Question 15. More about the family history. Does anybody in your family have a serious illness? Anybody is an indefinite pronoun. Other indefinite pronouns are nobody, anything, something, everybody, and so on. These pronouns are always singular. That's the reason why we use the auxiliary does in this case. Does anybody in your family have a serious illness? 16. Two questions. Is he or she receiving any treatment? Does he or she take any medication for that? Alright, let's ask questions related to the patient's living conditions. 17. Do you live alone? Not difficult, right? Next question. Who do you live with? And here there is an alternative to that question. Who shares your home with you? Question number 20. Does anyone from outside come to work in your house? Again, we're using an indefinite pronoun here. So we use the auxiliary in its singular form. Does. Does anyone from outside come to work in your house? 21. How old are your children? Or if you're asking for another specific member of the family, how old is your mother-in-law? 22. Do your children go to school or the nursery? A nursery or preschool is an educational establishment for children to go before they begin their mandatory education in primary school. Do your children go to school or the nursery? Now, some questions about work. Number 23. What's your occupation? Which can also be, what's your job? 24. Who do you work for? The patient will answer with the name of his or her employer, usually a company or an institution. Who do you work for? 25. Where do you work? This one is more about the physical location. Where do you work? Next question. Is your job dangerous in any form? And a similar question with a different adjective. Is your job stressful? And are there any problems at work at the moment? All right, let's ask some questions regarding the patient's health habits. Number 29. Do you smoke? And if the answer is affirmative, you may ask, how many cigarettes do you smoke a day? 30. Do you drink any alcohol? And if the answer is affirmative, you may ask, wine, beer, or spirits? By alcoholic spirits, we mean liquors such as tequila, rum, or whiskey. Then, to know the amount being consumed, you can ask, how much do you drink in a week? The patient will probably answer with a number and a unit. For example, 2 liters or 5 cups. And finally, regarding exercise, 2 questions. Do you exercise regularly? And if the answer is affirmative, what kind of exercise do you do? All right, that's it. As I said before, there are other important questions we didn't mention here because they included some grammar constructions we haven't studied yet. So expect a second part on this topic. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. See you next time!